Right. So, in today's session, I'm going to discuss about the artificial intelligence involvement whenever we are working on P&C insurance domain, especially when we are working on this guideware applications, all that. Because as we all know, like guideware is a kind of application uses in property and casualty insurance, majorly to manage policies, billing, claims, all this stuff. In this regard, there are some enhancements now and then we're moving on to the next level by catering the needs of the customer and all required enhancements we have to do. So as in when you see in the industry nowadays, we are moving towards artificial intelligence, right? So because implementing artificial intelligence, machine learning by implementing NLP practices, every organization is adopting this AI in their business activities. So property and casualty insurances sector, even industry is also required some transformation of their few of the business processes to the artificial intelligence side. In this regard, it's always important for anyone to understand the need and importance of transforming our skill sets to the next level. It's not only learning or having some knowledge from the domain perspective, etc. But it's even required for us to upgrade ourselves to the next level so that we will be on the race all the time. So the reason why I'm making this video is this, because this is all about a career enhancement program. Because I'm going to explain you some case scenario so that you guys will understand the importance of AI, all that. This is something useful for people who are looking for career enhancements, whoever is working in property and casualty insurance domain, irrespective of the profile they were belongs to. At the same time, people who wants to switch their career or want to start their career in the field of P&C insurance and all, they need to have knowledge over AI and ML also, apart from domain knowledge, apart from guideware application. Apart from those two, this is also something required. In this regard, I'm making this video. Series of trainings in transforming this I'm doing. That is a different thing altogether. But still, anyway, this is something to provide an exposure is what something this video is all about. So when you start understanding about the scenarios, especially in property and casualty insurance, there are few things which it's like a Q&A kind of, so that you guys will understand better. The first one to understand, right? So what is the communication medium a P&C insurance do? Let's say there is an P&C insurance company. Provide insurances to the customer, whoever has required. In this regard, they have to communicate with their customers. Okay. So for different interactions, either to submit policies, sending emails, right? So sending communications and all that. So how do they do, right? So for that, professionally speaking, we were using emailing is a communication medium, which normally we are using for a very long time, right? So because this email communication system, especially for all the commercial lines insurances and all, so where we are communicating this with different policy holders, etc., and all that, so that whatever the communication you want to convey from both the ways can be done. So emailing is a communication medium. So the scenario which I am taking you now to explain you the importance of AI in a business process is about the communication medium. So communication medium, nothing but emailing system. This is point number one to be known with. Now, second, how an artificial intelligence or NLP or machine learning supports in uh, managing or reducing the complexity in it, because there is a business scenario like emailing system is something which organizations are using it. In what way AI as well as NLP and as well as ML supports? Normally, artificial intelligence, you see, this majorly used to tackle almost more than 1 million policy services requests and on emails, uh, which the normally the kind of flow through insurances inbox every year is what something which an artificial intelligence can do by implementing artificial intelligence. But whereas NLP, which is stands for natural language processing and all, makes this possible for this AI solutions to read the conversational style of emails, etc. This is what NLP is somewhere involved here. Now, when it comes to the machine learning part, this has the capabilities which allow them to grow for more accurate over time when and wherever it is needed. When we wants to enhance our email communication system with the customer, this is what something we do. So ultimate end result for organizations is to reduce the manpower cost to an extent possible, not to the full extent, to the extent possible. They want to reduce the operational cost. In this regard, so transforming towards artificial intelligence to make their business process more accurate, at the same time, reducing the operational cost might be the result, might be the requirement. Okay, for example, in this regard, so when there is a communication style of emailing system we are using, the importance and advantages of implementing AI as well as NLP and ML is this. Now, next you need to understand what exactly the situation could be, right? So let's say, because this is all based on some assumption basis I'm taking, okay, so that you guys will understand well. Now, next you need to understand what exactly the situation in P&C insurance or insurers are facing nowadays. So if you try to understand the real situation, normally every insurance send email service request will be communicating with their customers and all, because in different formats and different contents and all, everything will be sending to them. But in this regard, so there are some requests which are including attachments and all will also be involved in it. So these attachments may be in different formats and all. And some formats are very easy and as well as simple whenever we were transforming this from one to another, all that stuff. But when this is a situation which in insurances are, there are some challenges which normally these people may face, right? So because managing the request and as well as the kind of time spending for operation teams to review the process and as well as responding to them, right? So these are all something in operational challenges any operations team may face, because it's a 24 by 7 activity. It must be, because 24 by 7 services which we need to provide nowadays, uh, because you never know when you get a requirement, etc. So it must be an auto request as well as a resolution technique or process which normally one we understand. In this regard, so managing the request uh, time based on the operations teams and all, reviewing and all everything manually, if you are performing with something, will be more difficult. So implementing artificial intelligence and all everything can provide you solution for that, right? So this is what something you need to understand in the first level. Next, second, if you are a solution provider, for example, we being a solution provider, end of the day, when we are learning, what will be the focus of the insurers? This is something you need to understand. So normally insurers focus is to increase their customer experiences, make it more vital for them to be available to respond for the clients all the time, like 24 by 7 they want to. As I already mentioned, this is what generally the insurance focus is all about. So insurances or P&C insurance companies normally focuses more on that regard. Now, for this, what artificial intelligence do, right? So, in what way artificial intelligence is helpful to meet the focus of the insurers to provide 24 by 7 support for their customers, right? So, this can be the next question, right? So, anyone will come across. Artificial intelligence make insurance companies to address these challenges and all with a solution that can be implemented in a scalable manner, because scalability where you can implement this anywhere across in different places in near times even. At the same time, it must be a cost effective solution so that the kind of repeatable tasks we are implementing in multiple lines and processes, which can be done using artificial intelligence. This is what something which artificial intelligence can do. Because if you, being a solution provider, you're implementing in your organization, especially if I've taken a business process of emailing system, etc., all that. Excuse me. This is where and how generally artificial intelligence is something useful here. Now, what solution are we going to provide? Okay, so what is the final solution you are going to provide will be the next one. By considering the problem as a situation analysis, you see, you must be having a 24 by 7 support, right? So 24 by 7 services is something which customer expects. So the solution can be like developing an artificial intelligence based solution, uses some cognitive engines to process the service request and all, which majorly result in automating all the transactions, like because if you take some transactions, something like cancellations or endorsements, as well as request and all everything, so that can be automated, right? So most of the auto responses, to an extent possible, I can say near about 80%, using artificial intelligence by implementing cognitive engine and all. So this by involving this service request, the solution can be given. So because of this result you are going to provide in context to the implementation of AI results, the advantage for an insurance company, they can slash down their manual work to 50%, so that auto responses is being given by AI itself, so that manpower can be reduced to 50% is what something which normally any insurance company's goals were. Because end of the day, as in when we are going to provide a solution, it has to meet the goal of a customer or a user. Otherwise, there is no point in providing solutions. Right? So understanding their needs, objectives, goals is one of the key and important element. So the insurer goal could be, right? So insurance goal could be to automate, let's say, for example, they want to automate somewhere around 200 transactions and all. At the same time, they want to allow into the downsizing its offshore supports efforts and all. At the same time, they wants to redeploy on-store staff to underwrite the task, such as ratings and as well as risk assessment, is what something which they wants to do in continuation to the conversation they had with this email teams, etc., all that. So this must be the insurer goal, which normally insurer may expect. So if we are being a solution provider, whenever you are providing solutions in the field of artificial intelligence by implementing AI and as well as NLP as well as machine learning. So by taking the one of the case study as I mentioned you, so this is how generally the advantage you see when you are implementing artificial intelligence, NLP and MI, machine learning, when we are working on insurance, property and casualty insurance domains. And why I mentioned about the Guidewire, because Guidewire is one of the prominent property casualty insurance application we are using widely across industries. So this implementation can be done by taking Guidewire into consideration. Now, how the solution works, right? So how are we going to implement this, right? So how we are going to implement artificial intelligence, right? So how this can be implemented in NLP, right? So how this can be implemented in machine learning, right? So this part I'm going to discuss in the next video, because whatever the information I have given with you so far about the high level glimpse over the business situation which customers are expecting, in what way artificial intelligence is something useful for them to cater their business needs, and how they what is their ultimate result is something which I have explained you so far, and how this can be implemented, how this solution works using AI, that I'm going to uh, discuss. Either it can be AI or it can be NLP and ML, machine learning. Using that, how this can be implemented, that I'm going to explain in the next video. So as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, the ultimate aim of the video is to make people to have some exposure towards artificial intelligence side for two different people. One, people who are looking for a career in the field of P&C insurance domain using Guidewire application. That is one category. Second category, people who are already working in P&C insurance domain and who wants to enhance their career. Because career transformation is inevitable in any of the professional career. You know that, right? So that is essentially required. So career transformation is something essentially needed for anyone. So in this regard, so this is what something which I have made a video. And as part of the career transformation and all that, so I'm teaching the artificial intelligence and machine learning to an extent possible as far as career transformation is concerned, or to enhance our careers, right? So this is nothing to do with role, right? So role specific programs are different, because if you are a developer role or someone like machine learning engineer role, that will be different. If you are in artificial intelligence towards going towards business analyst side, will be of different. If you are in artificial intelligence towards architect role, if you are moving, then that is different. So different programs which was created by me, because artificial intelligence learning everything is not something advisable, I say. Depends on the kind of role, what are we playing, right? So because if I am an AML engineer, then my focus is different, because I need to focus more on Python, PyTorch, right? So TensorFlow, right? So I must be having some technical knowledge. If I'm a business analyst, I should focus on the business rules, requirements, understanding the requirement. That must be the case study which I have given, it more or less close to that category. So if I'm an architect, then my focus is more on understanding the non-functional requirements and how these non-functional requirements are translated into a solution requirements and solution architecture by creating some technical roadmap to the technical team to develop a solution is what generally. So these are the three different roles you see in the industry. So for that, different programs which were designed by me. So if you want any more details in regard to that, you can reach out to my contact details, which will be given in the below to this video. Thank you. Have a great day.